Hello and welcome to Point of View, where we give students a place to listen, learn, and lean in. I'm your host, Grace Yang, and today I'll be talking about the brand new title of Homecoming Titans, how the idea formed, and its impact on the school and the student body.
And your Northview High School 2021-2022 Homecoming Titans are Holland Trotwine and PJ James.
Every modern American high school student or alumni is familiar with the titles of Homecoming Queen and King. This is typically the selection of two students in the senior class, previously male and female, to represent the school at the homecoming dance. The keywords there are male and female. With our growing and changing society, male and female are not the only accepted genders. There are people who identify as transgender, non-binary, and even more. Having a homecoming queen and king cannot encompass and accurately represent schools anymore. Returning to school after nearly 2 years of remote learning, new opportunities are flowing in. It's a perfect time for new traditions and changes within schools. It ties in as well into Northview's 20th anniversary celebration. As we celebrate the past, we can create new traditions to replace those that might be outdated or obsolete. In addition to many other things, a more recent change was the new title of Homecoming Titans. Inspiration for the change in title was Northview's diverse student body. As many of us know, Northview has many different cultures which are highlighted in different events. Bringing this diversity into Homecoming Court was an important factor to President Kelly Jung and Vice President Jessica Kim.
The reasoning behind this change was that, especially because of this rise in inclusivity in social media, that was where the idea first originated. And because we want to keep this environment, this inclusive environment in Northview, which is what we are known for, this diversity and inclusivity at large, we also wanted to seep this into the student council decision making as well.
Jung and Kim brought this proposition to student council members during a council meeting. This decision was important for them and had to be decided quickly before the homecoming season. They figured that the term Titan would best encompass everyone at Northview.
In one of our meetings, we had a voting among the student council members, and they are the representatives of their class and our entire school. So we wanted them to predict the responses from the students and not just think with what they just think, but what their whole class would think and represent their voices. So we didn't consult with the other people outside of student council when making the decision, but I believe that the student council as a whole was representative of the entire school.
While the overall response to the change was good, there were, of course, varying responses and opinions. After the council meeting, the change was released to the entire school, and the response was similar to the student council. The response was a positive one. There was also another change in the homecoming court. In previous years, only seniors were permitted to vote both male and female students onto the court. All of the other grades were open only to female students. In contrast, this year, the court was open to anyone. Any and all students could be nominated regardless of gender. It was simply the people with the most votes. The same voting system was used to decide the Homecoming Titans. The two Homecoming Titans would be the people with the most votes. It wouldn't matter if it was two people of the same gender or two different genders. It just so happened that this year's Homecoming Titans was a male, TJ James, and a female, Holland Trotwine. These two winners were selected because they wholeheartedly embody what Northview is and what it represents. James and Trotwine were the inaugural Homecoming Titans. Both of them were very excited to be crowned Homecoming Titans and lead in creating a more inclusive space for people who do not identify as male or female.
And so I really like how we're becoming more inclusive as a high school. And I know some high schools are still trying to become more inclusive. So I think we're leading in that path.
They're not just leading inside Northview, but also for other schools in the area.
As far as I know, I think Northview's the only school I've ever heard of so far that's been using Titans instead of a King and Queen name for the role, which I think is really cool because, again, it's accepting of others and inclusive to everyone. And I think that's a really big step that I'm kind of proud of Northview for taking.
This new step for Northview is due to the desire to create a more inclusive space. In addition to the homecoming title change, Northview has created a new pledge committee in order to increase inclusivity and promote diversity. One of the Northview United leaders, Tanya Pope, even selected James to be on the student portion of the committee.
I'm actually a member of Northview United. I was recruited by, I think Miss Pope was the one who invited me to join the team. So I think it's really important that we do have Northview United here at Northview, because we have a diverse student body, but that doesn't mean that we know how to handle diversity appropriately, especially with like everything going on in like current events and all of that. And so I think that Northview United is really helping us be able to learn how to take both like consider cultures and perspectives, respect them, and maybe like implement them in our lives if they work for certain situations.
Even for students outside of Northview United, it provides an example to learn more about diversity and how to handle it appropriately. Troutwine shares how she sees Northview United from a student perspective.
I think it's kind of like a learning opportunity for everybody to see how to kind of like consider others and learn about others' diversities, and just like, again, like what he said with all the current events going on, I think it's really important to have this thing that educates us and helps us learn how to react to certain things.
While a simple homecoming title change can be impactful, Northview itself is also a place that leaves a lasting effect on everyone. Through its diversity and effort to be inclusive, it creates a strong, safe environment. It also leaves an impression on the students, including studying and hanging out, and through events like International Night, students are able to learn about varying cultures and learn how to navigate through an ever-diversifying world.
I think the level of diversity here has helped me understand different kind of backgrounds that those around me who are some of my best friends, I never would have really known if I hadn't had Northview to bring us together. So I think it really broadened my knowledge of diversity and cultures and stuff.
Despite the change in homecoming tradition, Northview students are embracing Student Council's efforts to create a safe space for all students and present new opportunities for change. This concludes this episode of Newsflash. Thank you so much for listening. For a transcript of this episode, head to the Point of View tab on our website, nhsmessenger.org, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at NHS Point of View for updates and new episodes. I'm your host, Grace Yang, and this has been Point of View.